Welcome back to another Moment of Tiki at the Lagoon of Mystery, my home tiki bar in Central Texas. Today, I am going to tackle here with you the cocktail upon which all tiki bars are judged, the 1944 Trader Vic's Mai Tai. Now, the secret to a great Mai Tai starts with the Orgeat. So, when you take... You would think I would plan better. To the kitchen. 20 years ago, most people would have said, or what? Had no idea what Orgeat was because craft cocktails had not come back into vogue. But fortunately, today's home bartender has a lot of different options. First off, the easiest is probably store-bought. You can get BG Reynolds or Small Hands Foods. There are several boutique craft producers that have a quality Orgeat product on the market. Unfortunately, the vast majority of readily available Orgeats that you'll find in your average liquor store are really syrupy and chemical tasting and don't do your cocktails any favors. Another quick and convenient way of making Orgeat in a pinch is to get almond milk from the store. And there are some recipes online where you take the almond milk and sweeten it, and there you have an Orgeat that will work in a pinch if you're out. There's a bunch of these. I'll let you search them out. If that's what you want, by all means, go for it. It'll give you a better product than most of the store-bought ones you can get anyway. What I'm doing today is starting from scratch. I'm going to use almonds and make a type of almond milk, which will then be converted into the Orgeat syrup. I like to get blanched, slivered almonds because they are very easy to work with and a lot of the effort is already completed for you. And if you have a food processor at home, then that will work fantastic. I don't have a food processor, so I got this coffee grinder. And I use it to grind them up. It's got steel blades. And what I do is just, fill it to the fill line. Secure the lid and grind away. What you're going to do is grind your almonds into basically almond meal. Get them a fine texture. It doesn't have to be flour, but the idea is to increase the surface ratio so you get more almond flavor extracted. Now that we have the almonds ground up, we are going to measure out 3 cups. Doesn't have to be precise, just want to get it into the ballpark. Okay, Now that we have 3 cups of our almond meal here, we are going to add an equal amount of water. Well, not equal amount. Solid cups and liquid cups are not the same, but we're just going to do a 1-to-1 ratio. 3 cups water, 3 cups almond. If you don't have good quality drinking water, use filtered water. If you don't have filtered water, you can get distilled water. You just want it to be quality. If you don't like the flavor of your water, then you're probably not going to like the ultimate flavor of your orgeat. So, 1, 2, 3. You want to stir it, whisk it together. You've got a gooey porridge-like paste. It's watery, really watery oatmeal maybe. But you want to get it all mixed up, no clumps, because you want that almond surface contact with the water so the water leaches out the flavor. And at this point, we cover it up, set it aside, and wait for a minimum of 4 hours. See you in 4.
I'm not going to lie to you, a little more than 5 hours passed before I got back to the almond milk, which is fine. You just don't want to let it sit longer than 6 hours or so, or it could become pasty and hard to work with. Online instructions recommend straining your almond milk through a cheesecloth to remove the solids, but I've had far better results by using nylon nut milk bags. Set the open bag into a pot or bowl, then pour the almond milk mixture into the bag, taking care to not spill any. From there, you're going to squeeze out all of the liquid. Be patient. This is time-consuming and won't be finished quickly. The bags make handling your mix of almond meal and water so much easier. They're relatively inexpensive and readily available online or from health food stores. Once you have your liquids and solids separated, measure out the volume of almond milk you have remaining. In this case, I started out with 3 cups of water and ended up with 2 2/3 cups of almond milk. Straining by hand is inefficient, and the amount of almond milk you end up with can vary considerably. There is no further need of the almond meal, so feel free to discard, compost, or incorporate the leftover nuts into some other recipe. Heat your almond milk in a saucepan to a simmer. There's no need to bring it to a boil. Once the almond milk is suitably warmed, measure out an equal amount of sugar. You want a 1-to-1 ratio, so in this case, I am whisking in 2 2/3 cups of demerara sugar. I prefer the richer flavor of demerara or turbinado sugar, but feel free to use white sugar or more exotic types if you prefer. While the orgeat syrup is still warm, I add potassium sorbate as a preservative. A thick foam will form on the surface of the orgeat. This will separate in the bottle, so I skim it off, although there's nothing wrong with mixing it back into the syrup. At this point, I add ingredients to take the orgeat to the next level. Orange flower water adds flavor and aromatics to the syrup. I add 1/4 teaspoon and whisk it in. Next, I add rose water, which was once very popular in the US, but has fallen out of favor. It adds an entirely different flavor and aromatics. Again, I add 1/4 teaspoon and whisk it in. You can adjust the amount of either orange flower water or rose water, but do so cautiously, as their floral nature can quickly overwhelm the syrup. Finally, I add 3 drops of all-natural almond extract. This will enhance and intensify the almond milk flavor in the orgeat. Do not overdo the almond extract unless you want your orgeat to have an artificial, industrial flavor. Whisk everything together, then allow the orgeat to cool. After half an hour or so, the orgeat should be ready to bottle. I use a funnel to pour it into a bottle with a reusable cap. Because of the demerara sugar, my orgeat is a rich tan color. Using white sugar would result in a lighter colored syrup. My recipe produces a little less than a quart of orgeat. At this point, you can add an ounce of light rum or vodka to aid preservation. Kept refrigerated, the homemade orgeat will last at least a month.
Now we can make the Mai Tai. Okay, first, 1/4 ounce demerara. Quarter ounce of our fresh orgeat. Three-quarter ounce lime juice. And 3/4. Now, half an ounce orange curacao. The traditional rum mix is 1 ounce Jamaican and 1 ounce Martinique rum. For the Jamaican, I like to use 1 ounce of Appleton Signature. It's a good workhorse rum. It gives it a nice base to begin with. And although rum historians have determined that the Martinique rum Trader Vic initially used was actually a molasses base as opposed to the cane juice based agricole that is common, I still like to use rum Clement, BSOP, and this is half an ounce. And I know you're thinking, wait a minute, you need 2 ounces and that's only 1.5 ounces. Well, for my version of the Mai Tai, we use half an ounce of rum fire to give it a nice estery hogo burst. Smell those overripe bananas in there. Now, you add crushed ice to the shaker tin. Shake. I'm going to strain into a glass. Top it with fresh ice. Garnish with half a wedge of lime. Get some fresh mint. Fresh mint. Slap it to bruise the mint and release some of those essential oils. Aromatics. Add a straw. And there you have it, the classic Mai Tai.
I'll take that.
Such is my life. Until next time from the Lagoon of Mystery, aloha.